Hey people, it's Black Friday, 24th of November. Cheers, everybody. Mm, 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 mm. I'm already looking forward to the leftovers today. How about that? I'm sure some of you are too. Leftovers are the best. The way that the flavors and the bacteria, which is the reality of what's going on, how it helps things. It's like bacteria is our enemy and our friend, and it's it's part of what makes food taste good after sitting for a while. That's just the truth. So Black Friday, it's Record Store Day. Black Friday. Am I excited about it? No. Do I plan to go to a record store today to try to participate? I'm going to try, but there's only one title in my area that I'm interested in. I hope they have a copy for me, and that's the 13th Floor Elevators Bull of the Woods. I love that album. It's one of their least lauded records, but I don't know why. I think it's very good. Um, Regarding new releases unrelated to Black Friday, the 45 RPM version of Genesis is Selling England by the Pound is out today. But will there be a copy in Omaha? Probably not, which is just. And I called the store a week ago about it, saying, I want you to get on this. I haven't heard from them, so I can safely assume that it's probably not here. So we'll see. People, yeah, we need to. I'm not on a soapbox. Some would say that. Maybe that's what this is, but that's not what I'm calling it. I'm calling it something that ought to be happening all the damn time, which is we speaking up for one another and speaking up for a cry for sanity in this insane world that is not getting any saner. I'll keep speaking about my concerns and political, non-political. I see that some people come over here and they'll respond like something like I'm like we're being hysterical or we're overreacting or that somehow we need to just calm down. I say to those people, you need to get fired up. Just because everything is just fine in your corner doesn't mean everything is fine, because it's not. I'm having a good life. I'm enjoying my life, but I'm concerned. I care. And I, just like in my religious background, I was taught about the supposed power of prayer. Well, in studying further scientifically as well as philosophically and religiously, I find the parallel that the idea that what we do and what we're about has an energy field. And so our intentions, our heart, our essence, it's not separate from the atmosphere. So trying to be a decent person, having empathy for others, trying to treat people nice, and speaking out against injustice, I think is helpful. I think it's necessary. There's not enough of it. So you will hear from me, because I will remind you, I'm not here to entertain you. This is me sharing my life. I'm not pretending to be some kind of TV show with a logo. I had one, Higgs Corner, on Adult Swim. I'd love to have it back, but again, I am not interested in chasing after people and their money to do these things, and that's what it boils down to. It almost happened, and then COVID disrupted it. Probably I might still have the show had it not been for COVID. So to show a record, the only record, because I discovered last night that, I can I can run Reason through Ableton. I just discovered that last night, and I was up late again last night because I love, I can forego upgrading my Ableton now that I can run Reason while I'm in Ableton. That immediately doubles, if not triples, my tools. I love it. So the only record that got played, I may do a poll, is a recent reissue of Black Dog Productions' Bites album from 1993. I love stuff like this. As I was listening to this, I was thinking about, do I want to try to make some tracks like this? Not really, no. Is it because they're dated? They may be a little bit dated, but it's still really fun stuff. I love this stuff, It just percolates along. And I already do stuff that percolates along, but it has my signature. Darren Wayne Keene, who goes by his stage name is Problems. Maybe some of you folks have seen him. He tours a lot. He's getting ready to go back out on tour. He moved to Chicago recently, but he and I have worked together, and he said to me not long ago, "Boy, I'd sure like to hear you put together a banging techno set." I said, "Why do you want me to sound like everyone else?" And that was his response. He didn't even realize what he was saying. I got a big kick out of that. Why do you want me to sound like everybody else? So, folks, I'm going to do a pitch, okay? I'm going to do another one next Friday, because next Friday is Bandcamp Friday. But hey, people, today is Black Friday. And a lot of people are spending money today on the holidays. Good time for you to think about showing some more support for my channel. I'm not going to do Patreon, so buying my music, even if you don't want the music, if you buy it as a gift, is a way to help me stay online. This is my latest interlude. I've said it many times how much I love this, and thankfully I've heard from many people about how much they love this. I'm also about to get some more airplay in New York on Wayo FM. I'll leave the link to this on my Bandcamp. Please buy a copy. I have other stuff. I don't want to go into all that big sale. Interlude is the latest one. It's really good. Please pick up a copy. I think I mentioned I talked to my family yesterday. I don't know that I mentioned that I did get to talk specifically to my older brother. I was really happy to hear that he's been moved from the shelter he was in into a better maintained shelter. I'm also happy to hear that he says that he does have social workers supposedly actually working to help him and his common law wife find housing. His mood was good, and it was good to talk to him. I did tell him how it's heartbreaking. There's nothing I can do. I can't send you enough money to help you without crashing myself. It was just good to connect with him. Real good. So after I get off of here, I actually, when I went to bed last night after doing tracks, I discovered mistakes, and I'm saying, okay, so there's something I'm going to have to slow down and do. I'll be thinking I'm working in Ableton and doing the arrangement and putting things together and then print. No, I have to do it the old way. I have to listen all the way through when I think I'm done, because I discovered several things where it's like, oh, maybe I brushed the mouse and it moved something. You know how stuff is very active in Ableton. And so I'm going to fix those tracks, and we'll go from there. We'll go from there. Um, yeah, I guess at the moment, really, I don't think it's really necessary for me to go out of my way to show you some records right now, even though that's really what I'm about. But I'm feeling good about what I'm hearing from you, which is this human connection that people are getting besides just the information about music. Oh, good Lord, excuse me. That reminds me, that happened yesterday while Blake was here. He cut a big old, oh, shit. Blake, what the hell did you eat? He tickles me. I love him so much. But yeah, let's be human. Let's be kind. You know, I will speak frankly as I feel about anything, okay? It's not an invitation for abuse and ignorance. It's not. And we keep doing this because we live in a, you already know, we live in a very insane time. Over here is, okay, so, you know, that's all my Genesis. I showed you my Herbie Hancock. What's over here that maybe I haven't shown? Oh, well, maybe, here's a couple things right here. Here's an artist who I don't listen to much. A couple. I'll go this far. Because I don't listen to her much, but she has touched me. And so I do have some of her records. PJ Harvey. I don't live in England, but I get this. I really understand her heart and how she expresses her feelings and her concerns in her songs. Let England Shake. And musically, her stuff is real, also down to earth, but not in a real, obviously bluesy way, in a very heartfelt way. PJ Harvey, so that's something. Here's an old record that's become collectible from the psychedelic 60s. Harumi. I've actually had 2 copies of this. I had an original cutout back when I was a teen. I don't know what happened to it. I got lucky and was able to replace it, because now this is like, people are asking for as much as $100 for this album in some places. And don't know really much about the guy. The people in the back there are studio musicians. I think it's the Mothers of Invention. When I met Jimmy Carl Black, I asked him about this album because I said, rumor has it that you played on this album. He says, in his answer was, I don't remember. I don't know. I did so much shit with Frank in the studio. I don't know. I remember half of what I played on. Does it sound like it could be the Mothers? Actually, it does sound like the drumming sounds like it could be Jimmy Carl Black. This is actually pretty cool, as well as an indulgence. A double album by an unknown? Cool. It's cool. Then the next thing in the racks, oh, well, there's another PJ Harvey. The Peel Sessions. I need to listen to this more, because I was able to get this before it went up in price, but I haven't listened to it much. And then we get into my, see, I have to make an admission. I will sometimes put records away, not necessarily in a hurry, but slightly haphazardly until things get a little out. So I'm looking at this PJ Harvey, kind of forgot that I had the Peel Sessions. Forgot, I haven't really played this. I bought the dry demos. I have this on cassette. When this came out, I got a promo of it on cassette from my brother, who was working for a record distributor. And I was like ooh, whoa, you know. So these are the demos. I haven't played this much yet. Shit, I got 3 Harvey records. Harumi, Harvey. The next record up is Gordon Haskell. It is and it isn't. For a short time, he was in King Crimson. He's on the album Lizard. Very distinct voice. This is not prog at all. This is pop. It's pop, rock, and pop. And it's very good. This is an original. I've had it forever. It's been reissued now with like everything. John Wetton is on here on bass and organ and harmony vocals. David Capanetti of Rare Bird is on here. And the other names, I probably know them, but it's not popping right away. So that's the next thing. The next thing. Beat up copy because it was given to me by someone that I worked with. He insisted that I have this. Fuzzy Haskins from Funkadelic, Parliament Funkadelic, a whole nother thing, yo. Whole nother thing. And this is good stuff. It sure is. It's urban psych funk. Like I was talking about the Chambers Brothers, they don't get, I don't think they get enough public recognition. We don't hear about them in the music news, or we don't hear about them. We hear about old white rock bands. We still do, but we don't hear about the black artists like we need, like we should. It's a double standard. We do hear about George Clinton. You know, like they're out on the road. You know, he's doing his final tour, but we don't hear about the rest of the people like I think we ought to. It's a good album. Fuzzy Haskins. Here's one that I keep, but I never really connected with it. I like Annie Haslam from Renaissance. Annie in Wonderland. Produced by Roy Wood. I think that was her boyfriend, possibly her husband at the time. So over time, this has gotten, I like it better over time. You know, it's like coming more, it's like, oh, okay, I get this. Because it's not like Renaissance. It's not. I love her voice. And I made a pitch to through my connection to her management to see if she would be let me interview her, but I never heard anything. And it's not a big deal. I'm not concerned about doing any more interviews. If they happen, they do. It's not a big deal. And then the next thing is just a couple. I didn't pull them all. I have several Jon Hassell records, but these came up. This is one of his first albums, Vernal Equinox. This was recently reissued. Happy to say I've got the Lovely Records original. Bought it when it came out. I was reading and noting, okay, Jon Hassell, check, get this, and this is forward-thinking, influential, ambient world music, third world music. He created a whole genre of his own. And here's another one, Aka Darbari Jabba. He passed away not too long ago. Rest in peace, Jon Hassell. Great trumpet player, great innovator. This is some wonderful music. So there's some music for you, folks. Okay. Have a good Black Friday, and please consider buying a copy of Interlude. Family, you know I love you. Enjoy those leftovers.